Today we're really excited because we have with us Hall of Fame bodybuilder Shawn Ray. Shawn, thanks for joining us today.
Right on, Craig. Glad to be here.
So tell me, I'm sure someone in your position, Hall of Fame bodybuilder, been around this industry 20 plus years. You must get approached all the time by companies with new products. What made you want to try the oxygen? What was it that caught your attention?
Well, it was unique in a sense. When I exited, I was on my way out of professional bodybuilding. One of the rules that I helped get mandate was that they had oxygen tanks backstage for some of these bodybuilders. What a lot of fans don't understand is that probably the hardest part for some of these bodybuilders is on the day of competition. When you go on a bodybuilding stage, the lights are so bright, the bodybuilders are so dehydrated, we're nervous, we have this built-up energy inside of us. Some guys wind up cramping, and it's just, a lot of pent-up energy. And then you go out there, and you've got to flex as hard as you've ever flexed in front of the biggest bodybuilding fans in the world. And so when you come off that stage, you're depleted of everything. You pretty much leave it out there. The one thing that most of the bodybuilders do, and this is 100% across the board, is they walk off that stage after posing in front of 5,000, 6,000 fans, and as soon as they're out of sight, they keel over and they're gasping for breath, or they're laying on the ground. They can't breathe. There's all kinds of things in the fumes in the back, from the coloring, the Protan, and the baby oil, and the PAM aerosol spray, the crowded area, must in the air because guys are sweating and stuff. The one element that was missing was oxygen. And when some of the bigger bodybuilders were keeling over, I was trying to become the athlete's rep. And part of one of the submissions I made was that we need to have oxygen backstage. That was all fine and good. It remedied the problem like a Band-Aid for some people, because what you had was 3 or 4 guys hogging the 1 or 2 oxygen tanks backstage. So to me, it became very unsanitary. And by the time the oxygen tanks were freed up, I didn't want to stick my face into that mask and try to get some of the air. So when I saw the product and its form of delivery, I thought, this is perfect. Each bodybuilder can pretty much have one of these backstage if they needed it. If only it were available when I was competing. I mean, I was fully prepared backstage, but a lot of times I found myself gasping for air as well. I found myself laying on the ground after a heavy set of squats. I found myself gasping for air when I trained doing back, doing all those bent over rows and those long cable pulls. The one thing I needed wasn't carbohydrates or protein at that time. It was oxygen. So when I saw the form of delivery being in a portable aerosol-type can that I didn't have to go stick my face into a mask and share it with other people, it immediately caught my attention as something that's really convenient and unique for every bodybuilder out there. And once I tried the product, I was sold on it. You didn't have to say anything else.
What kind of results did you get?
Well, again, I took a long layoff from bodybuilding. My father was on the way out, and I was taking care of my dad. And so I, like a lot of guys, a little older, getting lazy, and trying to manage my time. And finally, I said, I got to get up off the couch and start, getting back in shape. I got 2 little kids. So I started getting back in the gym, and of course, obviously, my main concern was getting my cardio up so I could get the endurance to, facilitate the actual workout. So once I got a hold of the product, I used it when I felt I needed it. I didn't just use it because it's available. I used it when I was gassing out. When I found myself tanking a couple of shots of the product, that kind of re-energized me. It was almost like instantaneous, because when you're getting winded and fatigued, and the body is craving oxygen. So as soon as I got some oxygen into my system, it almost like neutralized that fatigue feeling. So I'm not a salesperson, but when I had LASIK eye surgery after having 20 years of contact lenses, I felt just as fired up about telling everybody to get LASIK eye surgery as I do about oxygen. It works instantaneously, and the results speak for themselves.
Wow, that's awesome. It sounds to me like you're saying that when you use oxygen, you can just train. Is it training harder or training longer or both? Or
yes, I train harder. I can train longer. I feel like I'm blasting through that pain barrier where that lactic acid buildup starts to hit you and you stop. All I have to do is take a couple hits of the oxygen, and I can continue on. And if that's working for me, why wouldn't I tell everyone else? Why wouldn't I share that with other people that are currently competing and trying to push their bodies to the limit? I mean, this is a product that sells itself.
A couple of the most popular products in bodybuilding and powerlifting are creatine and nitric oxide products. In your opinion, how does the portable oxygen compare to those types of products?
Well, again, you've got to get yourself to a level of fatigue and finish the workout before you can interject the products and things like that, and the carbohydrates, those are more post. Those are recovery type things. But by then you've already spent yourself in the gym. I'm talking about using a product that you can facilitate and use on the spot, on location. And it's not just in the gym. I'm talking about you can use it backstage at competition. I've been backstage where I've seen guys hyperventilate. I've been backstage where guys just walk on stage and the lights hit them and they start to cramp up. The nerves get the better of them, and they walk off stage and then they're frozen. They can't move and they can't breathe. This is a product that you can put in your gym bag and you can take it to the actual contest with you. And your body is the one that's reaping the benefits because you're getting 95% oxygen into your system. I can't sit here and talk to you and breathe in 95% pure oxygen. I can't do that. This is a delivery system that it facilitates getting the blood through your system. It helps you recover faster. And obviously, if you're recovering faster on the spot, you're getting energized. I'm taking in something that my body requires, and it requires it now. I'm not taking something that's going to take effect over a couple of hours post-workout. I'm talking about right now so I can finish this set, finish this race, finish this contest.
There's not many products out there that are instantaneously, beneficial like that.
Well, that's where I jumped on the bandwagon because, I looked around to see what market is this product competing with. Who is this product going to sit next to on the shelf, and who's going to make a comparison study? Does this compare with protein? Absolutely not. There's a million protein powders out there. Is this going to compare with an NO Explode? No. There's a lot of NO Explodes that compare and all of that. There's nothing that this product compares to. And right now, when you need oxygen and you go into oxygen depth, anything short of an oxygen tank with a mask across your face, this is the next best thing. This is the next best product that you can facilitate that on an independent, convenient level that man, woman, and child can use as long as they're training hard and pushing their body to a point where they need that oxygen. Because, again, this is a product that only works when you get into that zone of oxygen depth and fatigue and training hard. So that's why I recommend it to bodybuilders because we train hard every day.
So let me ask you this. I mean, obviously you're getting great results with the product. Have you been able to get any of your, fellow bodybuilders or just, people that you work out with in the gym to try the product? And if so, what kind of results were they getting?
I have yet to run into a bodybuilder that didn't say, where can I get more? I have yet to run into a bodybuilder that didn't see the practical application. I have ran into some skeptical people that have no idea of what it's like to gas out in the gym and have no idea what it's like to step on a bodybuilding stage, and they think, wow, they're already selling us bottled water. You want to sell us oxygen in a can? I mean, those kind of people, I say the proof is in the pudding. Look, I never wanted to buy bottled water either. I swear by it now because I know it's the kind of water that my body needs without the impurities. Well, I can breathe oxygen in the gym. I can push myself to the limit. But the one thing that's true, you train with a world-class athlete, you will gas out. And what are you going to reach for? What are you going to look for to get you up and get you through that workout? When you're on that stage and those lights hit you and you come off posing for that money that's on the line or that title, that state, national, or world championship, what are you going to look for when you come off the stage? This was not available to every athlete. This was not available to everybody. Now this is a situation where anyone that trains hard and competes has direct access to get oxygen, 95% pure oxygen to their body, and all they have to do is try it once. They'll be like me. They're going to all want to be spokespeople. They're going to want to tell their family and their friends. And there's other benefits. This isn't just a bodybuilding product, and there's absolutely zero side effects. So this is one thing I stand firm on, that I will continue to share this with as many people as I can that train and want to be the best that they can be.
Do you think that by using oxygen in training, it's going to allow you to get faster gains, get toned faster, and maybe build muscle mass faster in conjunction with the correct nutrition?
Yeah, there's no question that my stance on oxygen and guys trying to reach their goals, it's a definite yes. And I'll tell you for several different reasons. I mean, again, products come and go, carbohydrates, protein formulas, this, that, or the other, that all these bodybuilders are looking for the edge or looking for the answer. They kind of get redone and revitalized. Oxygen stays. If you train yourself hard enough and you push yourself hard enough, there's always going to be another hurdle. You're going to think that you've taken your body as far as you can, and then there's another limit and another limit. And we typically we call it hitting the wall. And when you hit that wall, typically you're gassed out, you're fatigued, the lactic acid has built up, the oxygen hits your system, and you're back up and running again in no time. This is a product that not only should have been around for a longer than it has been, it should have been in this industry longer than it has been. So this is where this has legs. Oxygen has legs in bodybuilding because of the properties that it gives you. You're able to train longer. You're able to push through the barriers faster. And most important is the recovery. If you're training hard enough, you can look into any gym and you'll find those world-class bodybuilders laid out on the floor after they train legs or do back, trying to recover and just, get back up to the next set or the next rep that they have to do. With oxygen, you're not going to wind up on the floor. You're not going to wind up bent over at the waist trying to catch your breath. Oxygen hits your system, and boom, you're going to the next level. So I think this is a product that definitely has legs in this industry.
Wow, that's awesome. Sounds to me like you think this is going to be one of those products that everybody has in their gym bag at some point.
Well, there's no question it will be, because the more you see the benefits from the product that other athletes are having, the more the curiosity is going to say, hey, I need to try it. And once you try it, I don't have to say anything else, but if you try it and it's used properly, you're going to turn around and you're going to tell your friend. It's definitely one of those products that you're not going to want to keep the secret to yourself if you're training hard enough, because it's so simple. Oxygen, we're talking about air. We're talking about oxygen, and that's where the rub is that this isn't a carbohydrate. It's not a protein. It's not a supplement. It's oxygen. So you're going to have a lot of naysayers out there, but I know from firsthand experience dealing with these bodybuilders, male, female, fitness, figure, and bikini, we all train various ways into different standards. The one thing that we're all accustomed to is hitting the wall and gassing out. There's no doubt in my mind that oxygen is here to stay.
Well, everyone, there you have it. Mr. Shawn Ray, Hall of Fame bodybuilder, talking about the benefits of oxygen. Shawn, thanks for your time. We appreciate all the input, and we look forward to maybe a comeback now that you got oxygen. What do you think?
Well, I'm taking it one day at a time. 2011 is looking very good from here. But the one thing I do know is when I get excited about something, I go all out. So don't be surprised if there's not necessarily a comeback, but maybe a body transformation in the future. And, of course, I'll get there through the help and the benefit of oxygen.
Awesome. Thanks, Shawn.